Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Dr. Suraj, are you able to connect? You
Yes,
can
ma'am. I
start.
am trying.
Okay. Okay. Uh, Dr. Suraj? Dr.
Yes, ma'am.
Suraj?
I can hear you.
Yes, yes. So we have shared your screen and you can just say next when you want to switch the slides. Okay. So you can start your presentation. Are you able to see?
No, I'm not able to see.
Okay. Now, Dr. Suraj?
No, ma'am.
You're not able to see your presentation? We have shared from here.
No, no, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. I
Ma'am,
think
now I can see,
uh, you can.
but I'm not able to see your presentation.
Should we share it again?
Yeah.
Now, are you able to see?
Yes, yes, ma'am. Yeah.
Okay. Please start your presentation.
Good afternoon, everybody. Myself, Dr. Suraj. I am from India. Uh, so I'm going to talk on a cytological diagnosis of a uh, pleomorphic and cell variant of hepatocellular carcinoma, a rare case report diagnosed in a department of pathology at Institute of Medical Science and Research, Mulana, Haryana. So, well, yeah. So before going to the main topic, I will like to thank my guides, Dr. Aparna ma'am, which guided me and helped me throughout this project. And of course, my senior professor and my thesis guide also, Dr. Prem Singh sir, which are always like a father figure to me, and he guides me whenever I'm in difficulty. So before so now I will start presenting. And so uh, before coming to the major main topic, I will like to describe some about hepatocellular carcinoma. Uh, Hepatocellular carcinoma is a malignant tumor of liver parenchymal cells. Epidemiologically, it is the sixth most common cancer worldwide, and third most common cause of cancer death. More than 80% of hepatocellular carcinoma occur in developing world, and it has more common in males as considered to females, and in a black skinned Caucasian people it's more common compared to white people, white skin. So this also shows how there is a global burden of liver cancer, which I had told earlier, the sixth most common and third leading, and it's also fifth most common cancer in men, and ninth most common cancer in women worldwide. So it has a increased preponderance with increased age, associated with hepatitis, mostly 80 to 85% cases with hepatitis B rather than HCV. So, and 5-year survival rate is of approximately 6.5%. This figure shows us primary liver cancers, among which HCC ranks first, followed by other bile duct tumors, almost 70%. Now coming to etiology, hepatitis B, C, cirrhosis, diabetes mellitus are the main risk factors. Other risk factors includes food toxins like tobacco, diet, aflatoxin, some steroid hormones, vinyl chloride, iron overload can lead to liver flukes and schistosomiasis, and some this also gives us idea about risk factors only. Can be alcohol induced or metabolic syndromes like obesity, high BP, blood sugar, or genetic. Now coming to the pathogenesis. Pathogenesis are thought to be due to epigenetic alteration or mutation of cell machinery, leading to DNA damage and release of leading to cell proliferation and release of cytokines and oxygen free radicals, nitric oxide, which can cause DNA damage and further carcinogenic mutations through beta catenin pathway activation, inactivation of p53, that overexpression. And this is a ladder of changes which goes on. First, it remains dormant. Then there is a low grade dysplastic changes, which later on goes to high grade dysplastic changes and ending up in a hepatocellular carcinoma. Signs and symptoms. Some non-specific symptoms like abdominal pain, fever, chills, anorexia, weight loss, jaundice can be associated with these. And physical findings are increased abdominal girth, splenomegaly, ascites, abdominal tenderness, liver borders are palpable, then right hypochondriac pain will be there, icterus, yellow discoloration of skin will be there. This also shows the same. And then in lab values, we will have increased alpha fetoproteins, normal alpha fetoprotein 10 to 20 nanogram per milliliter. So sorry, ml. It will exceed, may exceed more than 400 to it is taken granted for HCC. Then on CT MRI, it will show hypervascular nature of mass. And surgical interventions we will talk later. This diagram shows number of new cases worldwide at all ages. We can see clearly here liver cancers are about 6.3%, just below stomach, which are 7.1%, whole worldwide, proving again that it is a global burden, and due to sedimentary lifestyle, eating habits, and many modifiable risk factors, along with liver diseases. Worldwide incidence and mortality percentage. From this chart, we can see that incidence rate is also high, about 4.7%, which is just below stomach, which is 5.7%, and third to colorectal, which is 10%. Mortality rate is also high, about 8.2%. This diagram shows about how global distribution, men and women involving primary HCCs. Among these leading is Asia, followed by Europe and Africa. And from all these figures, it is clear that males are more involved as considered to females. And this image shows us the management, how can be done. It can be a medical treatment or a surgical intervention. Medical treatment includes promising therapies, oncocytic virus therapy, systemic chemoradiation, then sorafenib, then symptomatic terminal stages with child CPS 3-4. Then surgical intervention include ablation, resection, or transplantation. This chart, this image shows us about how how management of a HCC can be done. The Leyrat's this score, it always helps as an algorithm to just in cases of HCC patients. First we have to do surveillance. Surveillance USG associated with or not associated with alpha-fetoprotein elevation. Then in interpretation, if its interpretation is negative, then we have to repeat the USG after 6 months. And if the lesion is less than 10 millimeter, then we have to repeat it after 3 to 6 months, even if alpha-fetoprotein level are low or increased. And if alpha-fetoprotein are positive and lesion are more than 10 to 20 millimeters, then we have to, of course, involve multi-phase CT or MRI. And in a multi-phase CT or MRI interpretation, the further classification is done based on Leyrat's score for management. If no observation detected, then surveillance should be done after 6 months. And if let's ANC show no malignancies, then repeat after less than 3 months. In LERETS 1, generally LERETS 1 and 2 comes in benign conditions. So imaging can be done in 6 months. In LERETS 3, which is considered as intermediate, we have to repeat or alternate diagnostic imaging in 3 to 6 months. And in LERETS 4, which is probably, we don't know here the specificity, we can, it's just a probability. So we have to send the specimen for biopsy in a pathological department. In LERETS 5, we take it as a HCC confirmed, and in a LERETS malignant and primary is not known, then option is to send the biopsy to pathology only. Here is the curative treatment, which I had talked earlier about how surgical interventions like resection, ablation, transplantation. Resection can help in both cirrhotic and non-cirrhotic cases, and survival in first year is about 95%, and in the 5th year is about 55%. And with a recurrence rate of 5-year survival of 70%. Ablation is effective when lesions are smaller in size, and it's a minimally invasive. Survival in first year is 90%, and 5-year survival rate is 60 to 70%, and recurrence in 5 years is 70% chances. So in a I'm not able to scroll.
You are able to see the slide?
I'm not able.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm able to see the slide, but not able to scroll the screen.
You can say next slide will be changed.
It's not changing. It has just stuck.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. My slides are skipped in between.
Okay. Next.
Here. Yeah, and in a transplantation, there is only problem in transplantation that the demand is so high and the donor supply is less. So, but the outcome is very good. And in first year it's about 91%, and in 5th year it's more than 70%. Recurrence in 5 years is just less than 15%. Now this image shows, despite so many progresses and everyday new science inventions are going, there is a still liver disease is still a burden, and 20% of liver cancer patients remain alive 5 years after diagnosis, and rest has poor prognosis. Now before going to my main topic, cytology of HCC, we have to first know the morphology and characteristics of normal hepatocytes and hepatocellular hepatocytes in a HCC. So normally Normal hepatocytes will be polygonal cells, abundant cytoplasm, central round nuclei, prominent nucleoli, and there will be bile pigment in cytoplasm. You can see in this figure. Here you can see central nucleoli, prominent bile pigments, round oval to polygonal cells. While in HCC cells, we can see clearly pleomorphism, high NC ratio. The cells are this bizarrely enlarged. We can see binucleation also, and no bile pigment can be seen in the cytoplasm of these cells. Introduction. Pure giant cell variant of a hepatocellular carcinoma, i.e. pleomorphic giant cell variant of HCC, is a rare entity and not found often in a day-to-day microscopy. Anthony Pippi, 1973 has first described it, and it generally involves the superior and inferior vena cava.
You can just say next when you want to change the slide, okay? Because it's being run from here. So when you want to change the slide, please say next, and we'll do that. Okay.
Yeah, ma'am. So this is a case report. A 56-year female lady had came with a chief complaint of right hypochondriac pain and uneasiness since 6 months to her hospital along with her relatives. Her HB was 12 gram percent, and her platelet was 13,000 per cubic millimeter, and albumin was 3.7, and her SGPT, SGPT were normal range, not altered, and generally they are also seen in non-cirrhotic cases. SGPT, SGOT levels are not altered, and but her alpha fetoprotein level was elevated, which was 560 nanogram per ml. So here we had a suspicion of HCC right from this finding only. Next. On clinical imaging details, USG abdomen were performed, and it showed liver outlines, and echo texture showed irregular margins in right lobe of liver, and ultrasound impression was suggestive of space occupying lesion liver, and so further she was advised CCT abdomen. Her CCT abdomen was done, and her liver showed mild enlargement, large heterogeneously enhancing lobulated. Soft tissue mass was seen in the region of a gallbladder fossa and extending into the liver fossa. Segment 4, 5, and 6 were involved, and were mild central dilatation of intrahepatic biliary radicle. Impression on CCT abdomen was a large mass in a region of a gallbladder fossa with involvement of adjacent liver parenchyma, which was suggestive of a malignant lesion. So gallbladder mass with hepatic infiltration. So she was advised FNSC. So, and USG guided FNSE was done. And the smear were air dried and alcohol fixed, stained by MGG and PAP. And the microscopy showed the smear was hypercellular with malignant cells arranged in sheets cluster and were forming papillae also at places and were also scattered singly. Cells were large, pleomorphic, showing moderate to abundant amount of cytoplasm, large pleomorphic nuclei with prominent one to multiple nuclei were also seen, and many intranuclear inclusions seen. And a typical mitosis mitotic figures were in the background at many places. Interspersed in between were with large multinucleated giant cells and bizarre cell with few showing imperapolesis. And many cell cluster revealed in endothelial cells cuffing and transgressing of capillaries with a background of inflammatory cell necrosis and apoptic cells. These are the images from our case, which showed here imperapolesis here. And here we can see transgressing of capillaries, sinusoids, and endothelial lining, cuffing, and here the giant cells are scattered around. The lots of mitotic figure were also seen. Here it is cupping and transgressing. Here we can see intranuclear cytoplasmic pseudo inclusion in a giant cell. And our USG impression was given a hepatocellular carcinoma with pleomorphic giant cell variant. Coming to discussion, an increased rate of chronic liver diseases and related risk factors had led to increase in incidence of HCC. Anthony, which I told earlier, and described it the term first in 1973. There are only few published reports in English literature. On microscopy examination of FNSE, aspirate in this case revealed HCC features along with numerous pleomorphic multinucleated giant cells. In a HCC case, if giant cells are noted, the primary DD come to our mind is another one besides pleomorphic giant cell variant is osteoclast giant cell variant of HCC, which is also a rare variant, and also sarcomatous giant cell of HCC. But in this case, the sarcomatous variant is not considered, as no features of sarcomatic variant were found. But the main differentiating feature was giant cells were predominantly monomorphic and with a bland nuclei and were bizarrely distributed, and there was no uniform stromal distribution in our case. So it was taken for pleomorphic giant cell rather than osteoclast, and giant cell were predominantly tumor giant cells. They were not osteoclast giant cells. And while in osteoclast giant cell variant, we get uniform stromal distribution, although monomorphic giant cells are present with prominent nucleoli. So diagnosis of osteoclast giant cell was overruled by pleomorphic giant cell HCC variant. Here I had tableized the same features. So conclusion, coming to conclusion, pleomorphic giant cell variant of hepatocellular carcinoma is a pure giant cell variant of HCC and is very rarely found case, has an aggressive clinical course and atypical clinical presentation. And I had described earlier only bizarre multinucleated giant cells with highly atypical mitosis, which is one of the characteristic of a variant of this variant, help it to differentiate from other giant cell HCC variants. And so coming to the end of discussion. So it's 28th July World Hepatitis Day. So major to control these risk factors should be taken. And here my presentation was. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Dr. Suraj. It was a very nice presentation.
Thank you,
Although
ma'am.
you have covered hepatocellular carcinoma in a comprehensive manner, not only the variant, but the whole of the HCC, and the slides were also very nice. From the participants, if there is any questions, please you can ask the presenter. So if there are no questions, Dr. Suraj, I would like to ask you that metastatic adenocarcinoma remains a very close differential from the hepatocellular carcinoma. So
Yeah, ma'am. Yeah, ma'am.
low resource
Yeah.
setting constraint where the financial implications are there in India, like so what are the IHC stains which you'll be advising them to differentiate the two between hepatocellular?
Ma'am, we can go for between hepatocellular and we can go for ma'am Hepar or glypican 3, which are mainly expressed by the HCC cells rather than in adenocarcinoma.
Oh. Okay, thank you, Dr. Suraj. If there are no more questions, then we'll move